We're here to lovingly honour the relationship between Linda and Steve and mark its transition into a new phase. Linda cannot be physically with us, but she has prepared the ceremony and will be with us in spirit and physically present to our gathering from her home in Manchester. Trish has kindly offered to hold the space for Linda as she takes part today. So let us pray to the divine feminine energies of Mary Magdalene, who has been with Linda and myself this last week, along with other pilgrims on our retreat. Let us thank her for the wisdom that was gained by all during that time, and for the divine holding that enabled Linda to have the courage to transition through this stage in her relationship, holding her conflicting feelings and ambivalence, particularly aware of keeping her heart open, despite the difficult challenge ahead. And I would like to start by reading a part of the words of the prayer we found in the crypt of St. Maximin. You, faithful disciple, and woman who sees and hears, anchor our hearts in the word of life. You who have known tears and have spread the perfume of love, comfort all those who suffer, pouring forth your balm to soothe our souls. When a relationship is formed, there is much excitement and expectation, much joy and anticipation. Something is created, and sometimes this third entity envelops the couple and distracts them from being who they truly are. They have conflicting needs. They may realise they want different things, and sometimes this leads to disharmony and disappointment, anger and resentment. We are all human. We can fall short, and we can all imagine that the other has let us down. We feel shame at failing in our relationship. But we are not alone. So many others have experienced this. There are many rituals and ways to celebrate the birth of a relationship, and very few to honour its passing. So today, Linda would like to honour the time she has spent with Steve. She accepts that in its present form, this relationship cannot continue, and she wishes to bring it to the light and let it go. She would like to do that surrounded by the love and care of Mary Magdalene, her fellow pilgrims, and those witnessed by those present here today. In order to be able to take part in this ceremony, Linda has had to work through her feelings towards Steve and reach a place in her heart of forgiveness. This requires maturity, honesty and clarity. Forgiveness is a grown-up emotion. It is a path to true healing. It sees the mutual responsibility in the breakdown of a relationship. The partner remains human, and in the state of forgiveness, compassion transcends resentment. So, on behalf of Linda, Trish, could you read the words that she has wanted to write to Steve?
My dearest Steve, thank you for being my rock, my angel, for your generosity and loving care, for always striving to do the right thing, for giving your all, for trying so very hard, for being my companion, for encouraging me through times of doubt, for making cycling a joy, for showing me my weaknesses, for casting light on my shadows, for a challenging, testing, learning 3 years, for wanting me, for loving me. Forgive me for my selfish acts and attitudes, for not sharing your dreams, for not being the partner you wanted me to be, for not being able to fully commit, for not truly seeing you, for not fully sharing myself with you. I forgive you. Through all our challenges, I honour the strength in me that healed my wounds of our fractious times, and the courage in me that regained my sense of self. I honour the loving support of friends, fellow companions and pilgrims who continue to hold the space and compassion for me to heal through my final transition of our separation. This release is for you too. Through our final stage of separation, I would like to untie this knot as a symbol of my release from our codependent and sometimes callow relationship, and ask that grace nurture our love to mature in its own time. For whether our love take root in the trees or evaporate in the wind, so be it. And I ask that grace allow us to now fully become whole and blossom into who we truly are. Steve, I release you with love and an open heart.
It doesn't interest me what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for and if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing. It doesn't interest me how old you are. I want to know if you will risk looking like a fool for love, for your dream, for the adventure of being alive. I want to know if you can be with joy, mine or your own, if you can dance with wildness and let the ecstasy fill you to the tips of your fingers and toes, without cautioning us to be careful, to be realistic, to remember the limitations of being human. It doesn't interest me if the story you are telling me is true. I want to know if you can disappoint another, to be true to yourself, if you can bear the accusation of betrayal and not betray your own soul, if you can be faithless and therefore trustworthy. I want to know if you can see beauty, even when it is not pretty, every day, and if you can source your own life from its presence. I want to know if you can live with failure, yours and mine, and still stand at the edge of the lake. It doesn't interest me who you know or how you came to be here. I want to know if you will stand in the center of the fire and not shrink back. It doesn't interest me where or what or with whom you have studied. I want to know what sustains you from the inside when all else falls away. I want to know if you can be alone with yourself, and if you truly like the company you keep in the empty moments.